The world is full of obvious things which nobody by any chance ever observes. This is particularly true when it comes to the manipulation of public opinion, which is often linked to persuasion and propaganda. What are they? They are all actions aimed at influencing and subjugating others. They are really effective methods if used with mass media. Thus, it is not surprising that the greatest communicators in history lived in the 20th century, when mass media were born and soon entered our daily lives. However, not only in the 20th century lived great communicators, but also in ancient times. One example is Augustus, the first Roman emperor. Emperor only de facto, and so the great cheater, according to the Italian historian Spinoza. After all, after a century of civil war, the Romans were grateful to him, because he restored peace, the so-called Pax Augusta. Thanks to the support of the legions and then of the Senate and the plebs, he took up all the most prominent offices. He passed laws at economic, cultural, legal, military and administrative level. He constructed public works, such as aqueducts and thermal baths. He gave a new drive to trade and the arts, which were also a means of propaganda, especially thanks to the help of mecenas. In the 20th century, among the most prominent figures, there are the dictators Mussolini, Hitler and Stalin, but also Gandhi, Martin Luther King and John Paul II. The former used means of communications to the pursuit of personal power. The latter to help people become aware of their rights and dignity. Mussolini, Hitler and Stalin exploited the desires and weaknesses of the crowd to their own advantage. They wisely used the mass media to subjugate the crowd, to create a new generation strictly linked to them and their ideology through education and the youth organizations. They used the press. In Italy the veline or press releases were famous. Radio, cinema. Stalin commissioned a series of films on Ivan the Terrible, with whom he identified himself, in order to legitimize the purges and the terror. Manifestos and slogans, such as the famous Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer, which indicates the willingness to unite all the Germans in one country, and photos. The photos of Mussolini, who was represented as the incarnation of all the virtues of the good Italian, are known all over the world. While practicing some sport, while posing with young people, women and the invalids, while thrashing with and founding cities, thanks to the recovery of the Pontine Marshes. And what about Gandhi, Martin Luther King and John Paul II? They appealed to the conscience of the people, using also mass media to convey their ethical and human message. They used different methods, from fasting to civil disobedience, from marches to sit-ins, from voyages to their countless speeches, always in a spirit of tolerance. All of them invariably succeeded in carrying people toward freedom in the broad sense, without giving up in the face of difficulties, even when they had doubts and vacillations, thanks to their energy, willpower, and enthusiasm. All of these people made their mark on history, for better or for worse, contributing to transform the world in which we live. Nowadays, the phenomenon of the public's manipulation is crystal clear, also thanks to various films, which have dealt with the issue. especially the spin doctor's role. The spin doctor is an expert in the field of communication whose task is promoting the image of the client with any necessary means. The movies Walk the Dog of 1997 and Thank You for Smoking of 2005 are particularly interesting. In both movies, the importance of images which emotionally involve the public is underlined, and, as the French psychologist and sociologist Le Bon stated, the speakers are able to evoke the images that seduce the crowd, and if they succeed, their objective is reached. We know that the manipulation of public opinion exists. We have to examine and understand when it is used, and then act consequently. Cogito ergo sum. We have to think for ourselves. I think, therefore I am. A principle we should always follow.